Story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Warner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, and Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
Elliot Carson got up before dawn this sub-zero morning to make the long, cold journey downstate from Peyton Place to White River. This is a pilgrimage that Elliot will repeat each month for many years to come, to report to his parole officer for the duration of his unexpired sentence for the murder of Elizabeth Carson, his wife.
Sit down. Thank you. Well, Mr. Carson, how's your job working out?
Well, my father's in the hospital, but I can handle the shop.
Sorry about your father. Is that a present for him?
No, it's someone else.
Someone else?
It's just a sweater.
Oh. What happened in Peyton Place with that man named George Anderson?
You have it right there in front of you, haven't you?
That's right, Carson. How'd you become involved?
Well, he locked himself in an office with a gun. And I talked my way in.
Why'd you do that?
Someone had to. You see, I knew him. We'd had a talk just the day before.
About what?
Well, he was having a rough time. He felt the town was against him. He referred to when we both came back from the service. We were the local heroes then.
And he identified with you, the Peyton Place outcast.
If you want to put it that way.
And you identified with him.
Look, he was in trouble. He needed help. No one else was getting anywhere.
And you became the town hero again.
Well, that's not why I did it.
Why, then?
Because he needed help. Look, what are you trying to do, analyze me? I wasn't trying to prove anything to anyone.
Just helping out a fellow human?
Yes. Yes. Well, what is this, anyway? Everything I do is wrong? Anything at all? Don't you guys ever lay off?
Is that the way you feel, Carson? The world's against you?
No. Who said that? No, that's not the way I feel. Okay?
You do have a low boiling point. I was just testing it, Carson, that's all. Personally, I think you did something admirable.
Thanks. Put a gold star on my record.
That you didn't have to say.
I suppose you're right.
See you next month.
Next month. I'm looking forward to it. That I didn't have to say either, did I?
Carson, I'm on your side. And my job is to try to help you stay out of trouble. Remember that.
Yeah. All right, I will. Thanks.
Carson, you forgot this. A present for someone?
Thanks. Thanks for reminding me. Hello, Constance.
Oh, hello, Elliot.
I want to thank you for the book you sent my father.
You're welcome, Elliot. I hope he liked it. When are they going to operate?
The day after tomorrow.
Well, at least it'll be over then, huh?
Yes.
He'll be in good hands with Michael, Dr. Rossi.
He's a good doctor.
Yes, he is.
I got this for Allison when I was in White River. It's a sweater. I only hope it's what they're wearing.
Very thoughtful of you, Elliot.
Well, you don't have to say it's for me. You tell her whatever you like.
That's more than that, though.
What?
Elliot, I understand how you feel.
Do you?
In the first place, it's unnecessary. Allison's never had to want for anything that she needed.
Except the father.
Elliot, it's wrong. You're trying to push your way into her life.
With a sweater?
With anything. This is only the beginning.
I only want to help.
Help her by leaving her alone.
You're telling me to forget I have a daughter.
Have you? Wouldn't it be better if her father were Mr. Mackenzie, who's dead and respectable?
And never existed.
Do you think she'd be better off knowing the truth, Elliot?
But I can help without her knowing.
You keep talking about helping her. How? By giving her a sweater. Do you think that's what it means to be a parent?
I wish I could afford to do more.
But you can't. And even if you could, it's too late now. The pattern's been formed. I've had to be both mother and father. I've had to be the answer to all her needs and all her problems. And then, now, just because you want to give her a...
All right. All right, you made your point. I'm not the kind of father she deserves, Constance. I'm not any kind of a father. And I find I do have a feeling about her. And that's all I meant by the sweater. It's a feeling.
Thank you, Elliot.
Thank you, Connie. Well, I guess we've just been doing what all parents everywhere do. Argue about their kid.
But we're not like all parents everywhere, are we, Elliot?
No. No, we certainly are not. Goodbye, Connie.
You'll be a smash. If you'd like a drink to settle your nerves?
No, I don't think so.
I always need one. Just to unwind. Joe taught me how to make them.
Have you known Phil long?
About a year.
Here, have one anyway. Come on.
I met him as you're going to meet Roy on a blind date. That's what makes New York so exciting.
I haven't had much practice meeting strangers. Maybe I do need to unwind. How can you stand it?
Drink it up. It's better than having butterflies.
I wish you knew something about this fella Phil's bringing along, just so I can make conversation.
Well, if he runs true to form, you won't have to. With men like Phil and Roy, you learn to listen.
Suppose I disagree?
Well, don't let them know it. They'll last longer.
Oh, well. It'll be exciting seeing Kennedy Airport. You know, I've only been to an airport twice before in Boston. You know, this fella we're going to meet, do you know where he's coming from?
He's from Amsterdam. He's their European representative.
Ah, Europe. Do you ever think we'll get there?
Sure.
More like this and I'll believe anything.
Relax, I'll get it.
Come here. Hi, sweetie. Well, let's have a look at you. Like. Sharon, honey, this is Roy. Well, what did I tell you?
Nellie gave you quite a build-up, Sharon. I could hardly stand the suspense.
No wonder he's VP in charge of sales. Hello. Come on, this way. Shaw.
Hello. I've heard so much about you, Mr. Shaw.
Oh, I hope you're not disappointed.
You're just as I thought you'd be.
Now that's a smart answer. Roy, you're a lucky so-and-so.
So how about introducing us?
Oh, Betty, this is Roy. I've forgotten your last name.
Roberts. But you call me Roy. Won't you, Betty?
Oh, is this for me?
Just a little bonus.
May I pour you a drink?
Well, you certainly may.
Hope you like martinis.
I can't live without them.
I like mine in the racks.
The ice, honey, the ice. Don't swamp it. Roy?
Thanks.
How about one for our little bartender?
No, I still have mine, thanks.
Oh. Well, here's to fun.
To fun.
To fun.
Oh, Phil, this is divine. I've always wanted an alligator purse. Oh, sweetie, you're so extravagant.
Yeah, it was a good buy, and you've been a very good little girl.
I can't stand me when I overplay, but isn't it dreamy?
Oh, it's beautiful. You must have guessed what she wanted.
I think I'll change purses right now. What time do we have to be at the airport?
One more for the road, and we're on our way.
How about pouring? How long have you lived in New York?
Oh, on and off.
You going to stay a while this time?
Yes, if I don't get bored.
Well, I know what you mean. I get into town fairly often. I'd like to try and liven things up for you. I bet you're a good dancer.
Pretty good.
Hey, I know a real crazy place down in the village. Phil? Phil?
Yeah?
Hey, how about dropping by that new Watusi joint after we drop Barnes off at his hotel?
Oh, I made a reservation at Henri's. I thought the girls might enjoy a quiet dinner.
Oh, anything you say. Drink it down, Betty. It's going to be a long, cold drive.
Well, I don't think we have to hear that, huh? Wonder what people did before there was radio. When they ran out of conversation on the way home.
I just felt like listening to some music.
You didn't feel like talking to me, did you? Wasn't much of an evening, I suppose. A rather silent dinner, a dull basketball game, and a long, quiet drive home. It wasn't really exciting, was it? Sounds kind of conventional. Somehow I never thought I'd use that word to describe our relationship. What happened to it, Connie?
I had a good time tonight. I didn't find it unexciting.
I did. We can make up for it, though.
It's getting late, Mike.
Well, that's a classic excuse of the reluctant lady.
All right, I've been worried about Allison. I don't like leaving her alone.
I think you worry too much about Allison. If that's really who you're worried about.
Oh, it's everything.
I know you have problems.
And I don't want to bore you with them.
You didn't bore me. It's just that sometimes a man wants to be something other than a sympathetic ear.
What do you want us to do, sit out here in court like teenagers?
Well, if you'd have been in a different mood, we could have gone to the cottage.
It's a small town, Mike.
Well, you didn't think it was too small a few weeks ago. I mean, what is it, Connie? I mean, sure, that's part of it, but there's more to it than that. Now, be honest with me. Why is it whenever we want to talk, I want to talk to you, or I want to kiss you, there's always something. Whenever I want to think of we might have a future together, I'm always tripping over your past all of a sudden. It's just like an obstacle course. We always have to think of something else or someone else, someone other than ourselves.
There are other people in the world, and I can't pretend they don't exist. What do you expect of me? Or us? You want us to behave like giddy teenagers? Or do you want to take that 90-mile ride to Boston and get married? Is that it? Just tell me and we'll go. We'll go right now.
Is that the only way you could do it?